welcome back to my channel, Bookmarked by Aaliyah. Welcome if you're new here. Welcome back to another cozy reading vlog. Per usual, we are just going with the vibes. It is so gloomy. Yesterday was gloomy. Tomorrow's going to be gloomy and it might snow. We've been lucky. We haven't had a lot of snow since our last snow, and that was like in November, beginning of December. We haven't had any snow. It's been kind of chilly, but then we did have a warm up. But I think it's about to go downhill again. When it's so gloomy and snowy and rainy and just I don't have the motivation to do a thing but sit in here and read. That's all I want to do. So I am on my 5th book of the year, and I am reading Where Secrets Find Solace by Kimberly Brown. I put it on the screen because I think I'm kind of far away today. But I don't know how I found this book. It was either I was just on Kindle, scrolling through Kindle Unlimited books. If I saw it on Goodreads, I really can't remember, y'all. I don't know. I was in the mood. People always say, how can you be in the mood for something sad? Like, sometimes when it's like this outside and when it's just like, when I feel like, I want to read books that's going to make me feel like, I don't read nothing happy. You know why? Because I'm not happy. Because I'm so depressed. Because it's ugly outside. So I think after I read, what was my last book? I read The Night Swim by Megan Golden. I have been waiting to read that book. And I read it. I didn't love it. And so after that, I was in a mood and that just went downhill. So that's why I was like, I want something that I can just feel. You know what I mean? Like, romances don't make me feel like that. Like, it's a different type of feeling. Like, romances, I want to be in my feels, like love, feels like, oh, that's so sweet, that's so adorable, he is such a cinnamon roll or whatever. Like, that's the feeling I want to have with a romance. But some, like, literary fictions or some historical fiction, it just depends on the book. Some just make me like, I just want to be in that, like, oh, my heart. You know what I mean? I want to feel for the characters. I want to connect to the characters. I want to be big sis to the main female character if she's going through some type of trauma and hug her. And like, that was what I was in the mood for. So when this book popped up for me, however it popped up, I was like, might be it. This might be the one. I wanted a book that was going to make me feel like Fast by Millie Belizaire, or Last Summer on State Street by, I think, Toya Wolf, I think is her name. I wanted a book like that. So I got this. So this is a book about, it's a lot of trigger warnings with this book. I will say that. It's a lot of trigger warnings. So protect your mental health. But we're following a girl named Alea, and she dealt with a lot of abuse. I'll say it like that. And she ends up going to jail for 10 years. And where I am in the book, I'm close to 50%. I'm like 46% or something like that in the book. Where I am right now, she's out of jail and she's trying to rebuild her life. She went in jail when she was 17 years old. So now she's like 27, 28, and she's never got a driver's license. She's never had a job. She's never been an adult in the real world. So imagine that. Like, imagine trying to start your life. Think about yourself when you were 27 years old, or you might be 27 years old. I don't know. Think of yourself as a 27-year-old just now figuring out life and how to move in life. Like, it is, and deal with the fact that you've been in jail for 10 years, and deal with the fact that you're still traumatized from what has happened to you up until you went to jail. This is going to be a heart-wrenching book. And in walks Killian. Killian was her friend. They used to study together or whatever when she was back, before she went to jail in high school. And he was always like her best friend. But, he always had some feelings for her. This happened. He hadn't seen her in 10 years. He happens to be a lawyer. And you're going to follow the story from that. So I felt like that's going to be sweet. Like I said, I wanted something to make me feel like Fast. And this is kind of fitting the bill. So if you have read Fast by Millie Belizaire, you know what those trigger warnings are, so you know what to expect if you pick this book up. At some point today or tomorrow, I know I'm going to probably start something else. I was going to pick up Tell Me What You Did by Carter Wilson. I was going to pick that up last night when I wanted to take a break from this because it was just kind of, it was a little heavy. So I was going to pick that up, and I was like, nah, I'm going to just chill for the rest of the night. I'm not going to pick anything else up. and tell me what you did. Y'all know I love a podcast, and that's what I wanted from the Night Swim. It did have a podcast, and I did really enjoy that portion of Night Swim, but I didn't care for it. It didn't give me what I wanted. So I was like, do I want to jump back into one? And I'm like, nah, let me fall back on me and my podcast fetish because if Tell Me What You Did doesn't hit, like Night Swim didn't hit for me, I don't want to lose that love I have for those podcast elements, because I've been spoiled with the few that I've read. So I was like, I'm not going to start that. So maybe in this vlog, I'll start another book. I can't guarantee I'll finish that book in this vlog, but we'll see. We'll see what my mood is when I'm done with this book to know like what I'm feeling. In a way, I'm kind of feeling like some more romance. In a way, I'm feeling more literary fiction. I really don't know. Today, that's what I'm feeling. Tonight, tomorrow, it might be a whole nother feeling I have because I am moody when it comes to these books. So I'm gonna sit here and read, and I'll talk to y'all when I got another update. So last night I finished Where Secrets Find Solace by Kimberly Brown. Y'all, this one was heavy. I'm not gonna lie, just like I wanted it to be, but I wasn't ready. Like, this story pissed me off so bad because, like, there's nothing worse than reading about like a shitty mom. How do you do your daughter like that? I just can't understand. Being a mom myself is just like I couldn't imagine like ever being this selfish to have my daughter go through what Alea went through. Like I couldn't imagine it. Like, it is very heartbreaking. And I don't think I mentioned it when I talked about this book earlier. Like, I don't think I mentioned it. Like, Alea had two younger siblings, and the abuse that she went through, was threatened. Like, hey, well, if you don't do what I need you to do, you want me to go get your little sisters? And those were her babies, because obviously she got this pointless mother. So she is basically their mother. She clothes them, she feeds them, she bathes them, like she takes care of her little sisters. So as the story moves on, you're seeing after 10 years what that relationship with her sisters are like. It's heartbreaking, and then it's heartwarming at the same time. It is just it's fiction, y'all, but like, this is reality for somebody out there. This is somebody's reality. Like, somebody, like, I read these stories because I can't relate to them. So to me, they're entertaining. I don't want to say like, oh, I loved it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because of the content, but like, they're fiction for us, so it makes for a good story. But somebody out here, this is really their life. They really went through a similar situation, the same situation. They went through stuff like that, and that's just so heartbreaking to me. But Killian in the story showed up. Her uncles and aunts, and just this is a very heartwarming story. It's heartbreaking at the same time, but like it's one that like I'm never gonna forget Alea. I'm never gonna forget this story. I may forget, y'all know I'm gonna forget her name by the time the end of the month comes. I'm gonna forget a lot about the story just because when you read so many books, you're not going to remember every detail, but those stories, the content, but the plot of it, those are the ones that stick with you. And this one is definitely going to stick with me for a long time. So I do recommend this book, but like I said, it does have those trigger warnings. So if that's something that makes you uncomfortable or something you just can't stomach, because it gets a little detailed, not, it does get detailed for the most part, not like detailed acts for the most part, but like it's details enough and it's gonna piss you off. I'm just putting that warning out now. It's gonna piss you off because I got so pissed off at this story, but it was so good. I don't see 5 stars, but it's definitely over like a mid rating. It's one of those, it's got me right here. So y'all, I've been doing a little shopping. Just got a few items. Y'all, these are gift cards though. So I feel a little better that I'm still using gift cards. These are my Christmas gift cards, so I can do this. So I don't feel bad about it. So first book I got, The Wondrous Life and Loves of Nella Carter by Brianni Nwosu. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But when I saw the synopsis of this book, y'all know it took me a long time to read it, but I ended up loving The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. So when I read the synopsis of this, it's a very similar story, but make it black. So I was like, well, why not? Will this sit on my shelf for 2 years like Addie did? I don't know. I have no idea. But it sounds so good. I'm going to read some of these. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to read them all, but I will. Oh, it's dark in here, y'all. I can't see. Most humans cower in the face of death. Not Nella Mae Carter. She sees him. She doesn't hide. Instead, she bargains. Born enslaved in the 18th century Georgia, Nella still believes in the will to survive amid the most untenable of conditions, in the glory of life, and in the ultimate goodness of the human race. She asks that death, doubtful and curious, allow her to live long enough to prove it. He's giving Nella all the time in the world. Challenged, Nella embarks on an epic journey across the globe in centuries. Each new incarnation records the joys and losses and the friendships and heartbreak throughout her lifetimes. When she meets handsome and passionate Professor Sebastian Moore, the first man whom she's ever revealed her secret, Nella yearns for the mortality that escapes her. She can't bear to leave this love behind. As death keeps watch, has Nella's journey come to an end, or is it a new one just beginning? So she's immortal, just like Addie was, but she's going to meet, I don't know if it's multiple loves she's going to meet or this one, like she just can't live without, and she can't bear to, I don't know. I have no idea, y'all. I just be buying books. And it just seems like one of those like out of my comfort zone books that I love to keep on hand for when I'm tired of romance, when I'm tired of historical fiction, when I'm tired of thriller and I need something that I normally don't read. I want books like this on hand. It just seems like it's going to be, I don't know, seems like a cozy read. Like I said, I have no idea when I would get to this book at all. Let's see what this one is. This came kind of bent. Why is it bent up like this? I hate when books come like that. So this is A Girl Within a Girl Within a Girl by Nanda Reddy or Reddy. I'm really not sure. This, I don't even remember what this one's about. But again, I don't know, y'all. My reading taste is changing and I'm buying books that I normally wouldn't buy if this was like a year ago. But like some of these books just, they call me. So I never heard of this book before. I don't know how I found this book. I honestly think this was on Fable. I found this on Fable. That's where it was. Somebody read this book or somebody put it on their want to read list. I'm really not sure. And I looked at it like, oh, well, first the cover grabbed me because I was like, oh, navy blue with these flowers. Like it just looked pretty. So I was like, well, what's that about? And I read, I was like, okay. On an ordinary day in an upscale Atlanta suburb, Maya's making breakfast for her 2 sons when her husband drops a letter on the counter and asks a devastating question. Who is Sonny? As she frantically weighs the impact of the truth of her own future, Maya relives the details of her childhood journey to America from Guyana and the traumatic events that forced her to leave her past behind. Through the eyes of Maya's innocence and scared younger self, we discover the power of hope, empathy, and the possibility of beginning again. So, what called to me was this, that this lady's living this seemingly great life, and her husband finds out that she's had a previous life. Who were you before? She's not from America. She's from Guyana. And honestly, when I got this book, I was like, where is that? Like, I had to Google it. I forgot already, but I'll Google it again and figure it out. It's Guyana. I had no idea that was even a place. So I like reading books set in places that, like, I've never even heard of. Like, where is that? What country is that from? And why did you escape it to come to America and be somebody else? What did you do there? What happened there? So that's what intrigued me about this book. And so that's why I got it. Then, y'all, I was just poking around in Meyer, and I was in the book aisle. I had no business in the book aisle. No, I didn't have a gift card for this one, but the cover caught my eye first. The cover caught my eye. So this is Sisters in the Wind. This just sounded like it would be a good one. Ever since Lucy Smith's father died 5 years ago, home has been more of an idea than a place. She knows being on the run is better than anything waiting for her as a ward of the state. But when the sharp-eyed and kind Mr. Jameson, a man with an interest in her case, comes looking for her, Lucy wonders if hiding from her past will ever truly keep her safe. 5 years in the foster system have taught her to become cautious and smart. But she wants to believe Mr. Jameson and his friend, not friend, a tall, fierce-looking woman, when they say that they want to be a part of her life. They also tell Lacey the truth her father hid from her. She is Ojibwe. She has a sister, and she has more siblings, a grandmother who look after her, and a home where she will be loved. But Lucy is being followed. As her secrets threaten to swallow her whole, Lucy must decide what she's willing to give to protect the only love she has left. So this was in the YA section. So this is a YA. It just, I don't know, y'all. I'm down for these cozy reads these days. It sounds slow, but it sounds like it's gonna be good. So, and then I have no idea what's in this box. I don't have nothing to open it with. Sorry. Oh my God. So I got Irreversible by Jennifer Hartman and Shelley St. Clair. They do a lot of duels together. Y'all know I love Jennifer Hartman. What I do not love is the fact that I didn't know this book was so damn thick. What is this? Why is it so long? I know she likes to write some thick ones sometimes, but I have never read a book this thick by her. Okay, maybe I did. June 1st was the thickest book I read by her, and I didn't even like that book. So she better come with it. With this thick book, she better come with it. Irreversible. So this is another, like, if you've read Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman, two people were captured, kidnapped or whatever, and, held captive in a basement. And this is another capture story, but I don't think it's going to be the content that was in Still Beating. I'm really not sure. I don't know. I know it's a missing persons action. And y'all, the way my vision is and the way as dark as this room is today, I'm going to try to read this, but it's getting darker and darker. Y'all see the weather outside today? It's getting dark and I can't see. I spend my days locked in a black market nightmare, held captive by a twisted mastermind who considers me his prized possession. My only form of human contact are the victims in the next room, each of whom disappear faster than the last. Everyone leaves except me. When I hear him, Isaac, brash, elusive, and haunted, he isn't anyone's idea of a hero. Separated by a wall, our faces hidden, his voice cuts through the darkness, becoming my only hope. He's driven by vengeance, bearing scars as dark as my own. Despite his rough edges, a fragile bond forms between us, a lifeline. Isaac might be my best chance of escape, but time is slipping away. Breaking free will mean outrunning both our paths, and in this twisted game, the cost of freedom may be more than we can afford to pay. Appearances deceive, choices have consequences, and some consequences, they're irreversible. I honestly don't really know. I just know they're captive, clearly, they're captives, but y'all, I had no idea that this book was this thick. Oh, I like these chapter breaks. These are handcuffs, chains. I'm questioning everything the more I flip through this book. Oh, wow. Got the tallies. Is that a bullet? Okay. I have no idea when I'm getting to any of those books, but those are the most recent books I got. I did get another book from Amazon, but it's not here yet. I don't know that I'm going to get it before I end this vlog out, but if I do, I'll show it to you. If not, I'll just, I'll just have the book and you just won't know that I got it. But I'll let you know some kind of way that I did, what book I got. But anyway, so I don't know what my next read is going to be. I work the next 2 days. I need something for the day because it's snowing outside, but yet I have to pick up groceries. I need to cook. I need to do all the adulting around here per usual. I don't know that I'm going to vlog whatever I read next, but I'm really not sure what that next book is going to be. But I'll probably just insert a clip or whatever just so you'll see the book whenever I choose a book. I'm just going to start doing my chores and stuff now. And then later on, I'll find a book like when I'm chilling out. And I'll let you know what that is. Y'all, it's been a couple days and I have done this much reading. I've been at work, so work was working and I didn't have time to hardly read a thing. The last time I talked to y'all, when I started my next book, y'all, I didn't want to read. I just wasn't in the mood. I wanted to sit and rot and watch comfort shows. Y'all, I think I watched everything possible. Y'all saw my favorite episode that I was sitting there watching of A Different World. I just happened to hear it in the background and I was like, oh, that's my favorite episode. So I sat on the couch and it was downhill from there. So I just watched TV. Then that led to me watching Emily Henry's adaptation of The People We Meet on Vacation. It was super cute. That is actually my least favorite Emily Henry book, but it was the cutest movie. Like, I love that movie. It was the cutest thing. So if you've read that book and you're interested in seeing like the adaptation of that, I highly recommend you go to Netflix and watch that. But y'all, I just been watching TV and working. That's all I've been doing. Today, I've been into this. I'm only on chapter 5. Beverly Jenkins Indigo is our book club picks. The group chat is chatting already and we already cracking up and we like on chapter 5. I think Jean is the furthest one. The audio book is terrible. The narrator is horrible. Brittany says she sound like Chat GPT. So I'm not too far into this. This is a like historical romance. So I'm nowhere in to even tell you anything about this book yet. I'm not far, and I know I will not complete this book in this vlog, but this one is about Indigo. Her name is damn, I don't remember her name right now. Basically, the female main character is one of the like safe houses. She kind of manages the safe house on the Underground Railroad. So she gets an injured man there and he basically has a bounty on his head. He's angry, he's broody, he's rude, he's beat up, and she's trying to help him and he's just being rude to her. So this is going to be a story about, I'm assuming, their love story and the fact that they believe that there's a traitor somewhere on the Underground Railroad within their group that's kind of like telling the slave catchers that, certain people are on that route. So I don't know where the story is going. I have no idea. Like I said, I'm on chapter 5. I'm just in here reading a little bit because my husband kidnapped me and wanted to go in Walmart. My least favorite store in the world. That's on him. So he's going to go. I did get my Amazon package and I got another package I do want to share with you. And I'll share those with you when I get home. Okay, so I'm back from my kidnapping. I was gone for so long. I did not plan to be gone that long. But like I said, I was kidnapped. It's like Amistad. I'm like, give us free. So this is one of the books I was talking about the other day when I said I had one more book that was coming. This one is by Tamara Morgan, Done in the Dark. I've been looking at this book for a minute and I'm like, this just feels like something I need to have on my shelf. A couple of my trusted book peeps read this book. They gave it fairly high rating. So I think I'm going to like it. So I will read the back because this is one of those books like I don't see a lot of people talk about, but this grabbed my attention just from the synopsis. And I'm like, seems like a good little mystery. I don't really know. Karina can't ignore the nagging fear that her grandmother's last words will prove prophetic. Her words intensifies when her sister Candace shows up to Mama Ella's homegoing. The sisters have been inseparable until reckless teenage decisions changed their lives forever, causing them to blame one another for everything that's happened. After years of estrangement, their grandmother's death offers them a chance to lean on one another for solace and support. Candace and Karina believe the only way they can move forward is to leave the past behind them. But repairing their relationship without seeing its cracked foundation will be tricky, if not impossible, especially when family secrets that caused Candace to run away and Karina to pray that she would never return are unexpectedly revealed. Will the ties that bind this family be strong enough to withstand the impact of revelations, or should some things done in darkness never see the light of day? Every shut eye ain't sleep, every goodbye ain't gone, and what's done in the dark always comes to light. This just sounds like a really good read. These words kind of faint on here. Make sure you got a lot of lighting when you read this. Then, y'all, so I've been ordering books left and right, right? So there was this package when I came home from work the other day. So I was like, oh, okay, that's probably that book because I knew that was coming. But then there was this package, and I'm like, I didn't order anything. I have a lot of pre-orders that I order from like Amazon and Barnes and Noble, because a while back Barnes and Noble had like a, 25% off a pre-order. So like all the anticipated books I have for 2026, well, not all of them, but definitely not all of them. So about 4 of those books, I've ordered about 4 or 5 from Amazon pre-order. So I'm like, I don't think anything's coming out yet, but I don't know what this is. So I saw this on the back and I was like, what is this? It says, I see you, the you that the rest of the world doesn't see. So I'm like, what is this? So I open it. I see this little, label on here or whatever. So I open the book, y'all. I open the package. And then I see Brittany Cherry's Eleanor and Gray. I did pre-order this book from Amazon. So I was like, so when did Amazon start putting it in this, cute package like this, right? And then I open the package more. There's a second book, but it has like no title. Then I see on the back that it says uncorrected proof, not for sale. So I'm really like, what is this? How did I get this book? This is not from Amazon. Then I realized like it was a, where is it? It was a little sticker that came in here, y'all. I'm new to this, okay? I'm still new to this. So then it clicked. I go through my emails. I'm looking for anything I can find, like order, receipts or whatever. And I'm like, I didn't order this book twice, did I? Y'all, this is my first PR package. I had no idea. I was geeked when I got this. I was like, wait a minute. So this is Eleanor and Gray. This is Brittany Cherry. She released these books a while back, but I think I might be wrong. I think she released it under like a German publisher. That's why this book you can find like in a German version, but she re-released it with these pretty sprayed edges, a new cover. I don't know what the old cover even looked like, but the story itself, the synopsis is what grabbed me. It's a lot on here, so I'm not going to read it. Just look it up, y'all. But so not only did I get this book, there's a 3-book series. This one is Landon and Shay. So I got my first physical arc. Like I've gotten arcs like on my Kindle or whatever, but I've never gotten a physical arc. Y'all, when I tell you this made my whole day, this was what? Thursday when I came home, and I had a horrible day at work Thursday. So to come home to this, y'all, I don't know. So yeah, like I said, it came with the 2 books, it came with a sticker, it came with this. And I just realized, like, how did I even get this? But I think long time ago, y'all know I love Brittany Cherry. So I think long time ago, like her, Kennedy Ryan, like whoever I really love, like I think I'm signed up to their, newsletter. So y'all, I was on a scroll hunt. I went in my email and I looked, they sent an email back like right before Christmas or right after Christmas to say, like, hey, a package is coming your way, but I never saw. I'm horrible when it comes to emails. Unless I'm looking for something, I'm horrible at email. So I never saw that email. So this was just such a pleasant surprise. And I'm so happy I got this. Hopefully it's first of many and people just send me their books for me to read. So I just thought I'd share that with y'all. So y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and conclude this vlog here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, but I'm about to go and finish this book because I already know those girls are halfway through this book and I'm sitting up here hanging out on chapter 6. So I have some catching up to do. As always, thank y'all for hanging out with me. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, and hype this video. All the books I talked about in this video and every video I talk about are always linked in my Amazon storefront. So check that out, and I will see y'all next Sunday.